and welcome to Rajput Jain & Associates. Today in this video we'll discuss about filing of Form FC-TRS. So starting with the meaning of Form FC-TRS. Form FC-TRS is a form issued for foreign currency transfer. It is a form which is issued in respect of transfer of shares by shareholders resident outside India or vice versa. So the Form FC-TRS is required to be submitted along with Form FC-GPR to the authorized dealer bank, who will submit the same to the RBI. Now we'll discuss the steps for filing of Form FC-TRS. The Form FC-TRS shall be filed with authorized dealer bank within 60 days from the date of transfer of capital instruments or the receipt or remittance of the funds, whichever is earlier. So now let's discuss the step-by-step process for filing Form FC-TRS. So the first step is registration of business user. A business user or the applicant is required to register the business on the firm's portal. So for registering as a business user, the applicant shall visit the firm's website. Then on the website, open the tab for new registration. Once the tab opens, the applicant shall fill in all the required details like the name of the applicant, username for login creation, email address, phone number, address of the entity, IFSC code of the bank branch with whom the entity has opened an account and to whom the reporting is to be made. Then comes the authority letter, entity's unique number. So in case of a company, it would be their CIN number, while for LLP, it would be their LLPIN. Then comes the PAN number and the name of the entity. Now, after filling the details, the applicant is required to submit the form. So once the applicant submits the form, the same will be forwarded to the concerned AD bank for the verification purpose. Now, after verification and scrutinization of the application, the approval or rejection of the registration would be communicated to the applicant entity via email notification. Now, once the approval is received, the applicant is required to log into firm's portal. After logging into the portal, the applicant shall click in the tab of the workspace. Now, in the workspace, click on the left navigation button and applicant would be able to see many options. Under this option, select Single Master Form. After this, select the Return Form FC-TRS. Now, under Single Master Form, click on the drop-down menu Return Type, where you will be able to see different types of forms. Select Form FC-TRS and click on Add New Return. After clicking on the form type, the portal will redirect to Form FC-TRS. In the form, certain details will be pre-filled like CIN, company name, PAN number, etc. Next one is details of common investment. The applicant would be required to fill the common investment details. These details are common to all the returns that can be reported in SMF in FC-TRS form. Fill up the common investment details in the form. Then comes the details of transfer. So the applicant is required to file the details such as way of transfer, change in shareholding pattern if any, transfer is made from and to whom, nature of transfer, date of transfer, transfer type, and last the buyer and seller details in case of sale or donor and donee details in case of gift. After this comes the particulars of transfer. In this, the applicant shall provide the details of capital instrument, number of instrument, conversion ratio, number of equity shares on a fully diluted basis, face value of equivalent shares, transfer price per instrument, the total amount of consideration and the fair value of instrument at the time of transfer. Next is remittance details. The next thing is to fill the remittance details such as mode of payment, name of AD bank, address of AD bank, amount remitted or received in rupees, whether the remitter is different from a foreign investor. Next one is shareholding pattern. Under this, the details in respect of value of equity shares other than foreign portfolio investment and indirect foreign investment, or value of capital contribution, profit shares, foreign portfolio investment and indirect foreign investment value of equity shall be provided. Last step is submission of form. So after filling in all the details, the applicant shall click on Save and Submit tab for submitting the form. Now, lastly, we'll discuss about the documents required to be attached with form FC-TRS. So, we have separate lists of documents for transfer by way of gift and by way of sale. Firstly, for transfer by way of gift, the applicant entity shall have relevant regulatory approvals wherever applicable. Next one is consent letter, executed between the donor and a donee for transfer to be made. And last one is declaration to be made by non-resident in prescribed format. Next is transfer by way of sale. In this, the applicant shall have transfer agreement along with relevant extracts of transfer agreement and consent letter between buyer and seller. In case of sale and purchase on stock exchange, the contract note to be attached in the head of transfer agreement or valuation certificate. Next document is valuation certificate. A valuation certificate is to be obtained from a professional as per prescribed format. Next is the declaration received from non-resident in prescribed format. Also, in case of sale by non-resident, the acknowledgement of the form shall be attached as applicable for capital instrument being sold. FIRC or outward remittance certificate and KYC is required to be attached at the specified attachment. So, this was all about filing of form FC-TRS. For more details, contact Rajput Jain & Associates. Thank you.